Have you ever heard someone speak but didn't really listen? We've all been there. It's the difference between hearing and truly understanding. This is where active and passive listening come in. They're like two different ways our brains process sound. Active listening means fully engaging with the speaker. It's about more than just hearing words. It's about understanding the message. Imagine a detective piecing together clues. That's what active listeners do. They focus, ask questions, and show they care. Passive listening, on the other hand, is like being on autopilot. You hear the sounds, but your mind might be elsewhere. It's not always a bad thing. Sometimes we just need to let information wash over us. But when it comes to important conversation, passive listening can lead to misunderstandings. So, which type of listening is better? You guessed it, active listening wins. It helps build stronger relationships, improves communication, and shows respect. In the next sections, we'll dive deeper into both types of listening to see how they work. Active listening is like shining a spotlight on the speaker. It's about giving them your full attention and showing genuine interest. Think of it as a tennis match. You listen carefully, then volley back with your own thoughts and questions. One key characteristic of active listening is providing feedback. This doesn't mean interrupting with your own stories. Instead, it's about using verbal cues like "I see" or "tell me more" to show you're following along. Nodding your head or making eye contact also goes a long way in demonstrating engagement. Another important aspect is asking clarifying questions. These aren't meant to challenge the speaker, but to deepen your understanding. For instance, if someone says they're feeling overwhelmed, you might ask, "What's making you feel that way?" Active listening is an active process requiring effort and focus, but the rewards are well worth it. Passive listening is like having the radio on in the background. You might catch snippets of conversation, but you're not fully invested. It's not necessarily bad. Sometimes our brains need a break. Imagine you're reading a book while someone's talking to you. You might hear their words, but you're not truly absorbing the message. That's passive listening in action. It happens when we're tired, distracted, or simply not interested in the topic. In passive listening, there's minimal engagement from the listener. They might nod their head occasionally or say "uh-huh," but their mind is elsewhere. They don't ask questions, provide feedback, or make much effort to understand the speaker's perspective. While passive listening has its place, it's important to be mindful of when we're doing it. In situations where understanding and connection are crucial, we need to switch gears to active listening. Let's say your friend is telling you about their stressful day. An active listener would put down their phone, make eye contact, and ask questions like, "What happened?" Or "How did that make you feel?" They'd listen intently, offering words of support and understanding. A passive listener, however, might keep scrolling through their phone, offering the occasional "that's rough" without really engaging. They might even change the subject to something more interesting to them. Another example. Imagine you're in a meeting at work. The boss is explaining a new project, and you're trying to take it all in. An active listener would take notes, ask clarifying questions, and summarize key points to ensure understanding. A passive listener, on the other hand, might doodle on their notepad, daydream about their upcoming vacation, or simply tune out the parts they find boring. These examples highlight the stark difference between simply hearing and actively listening. The power of active listening. Why it matters. Active listening is more than just a communication skill, it's a superpower. It has the power to transform relationships, build trust, and resolve conflicts. When you actively listen to someone, you're showing them that they matter. You're saying, "I'm here for you, and I want to understand." This can have a profound impact on the speaker. It makes them feel heard, validated, and respected. It also strengthens the bond between you, fostering a sense of connection and empathy. Moreover, active listening helps avoid misunderstandings. By actively engaging with the speaker, you can clarify any confusion and ensure you're both on the same page. This is crucial in both personal and professional settings. In a nutshell, active listening is a win-win. It benefits both the listener and the speaker, creating a positive and productive communication loop. Active listening, a skill worth mastering. Active listening is a skill that takes practice, but the rewards are well worth the effort. By honing your active listening skills, you can improve your relationships, boost your career, and become a more effective communicator. Start by being present in conversations. Put away distractions, make eye contact, and focus on what the other person is saying. Ask clarifying questions, summarize their points, and show empathy. Remember, it's not about waiting for your turn to speak. It's about truly understanding the other person's perspective and making them feel heard. So the next time you're engaged in a conversation, remember the power of active listening. It's a simple yet profound way to connect with others, build stronger relationships, and navigate the complexities of human interaction.